Good afternoon and welcome back to Carnation Crafts. Now this is another show that we did this morning, and this is the seasonal bonnets. This is one of the extension kits that we like to bring to you every now and again, and today I felt lucky because it's my chance to showcase it and show it to you. But as you can see, you're going to get these fantastic 8 different bonnets that then you can dress up all your little characters from Carnation Crafts. So it could be the hedgehog, it could be the mice, it could be the ducks, the chickens, the little people characters that are in there, but also you can then add these to as many different characters that you've got as well. So you're getting the best of both. You're going to get all that metal in there, so you're getting lots of different styles. So you've got the florals, you've also got the foliage, and you've also got the one that looks like the little star. So this is going to then be able to cover all the different seasons, plus as well you'll be able to use this for Christmas as well with having the little star. So a beautiful different design. Now bear in mind the price is $17.99, but it goes back up at midnight. You have only got till midnight to grab this one at this special price, and we are approaching 25% already. So you can see this has been a popular one already. This is only the second show, and like I say, you've only got till midnight for this one. 251124 for this one. But when you see what you can actually do with this is how beautiful this is. And honestly, the fun you can have with this, the different designs that you can bring into it, like with that one you've got like the little sheep there, but if you want to, we've got that little cow in there, and this one is just to die for. You have got like the 2 little kittens, which we have got on the show. You will be seeing those at a fabulous price as well, but you've got like the devil, and you've got like the little halo, the angel. So really comical. If you want to have that little bit of humor in your cards, this is going to be a great one for you. You've got you've got the little halo and everything on the elephants. They could be twins, as we said before. But then you can see you can dress up the mice. Earlier on we were playing with it as well, and then you can make it into like a tutu as well. So it doesn't just have to be a headdress. You can stylize it and change it however you want. But with these designs, you have got all those fabulous details now to take it to whatever level you want. And sometimes it's nice just to have the expansion kits that literally mix with all your other products. And I know a lot of you have got a lot of the different designs, so this is going to be great for you. So here are all your seasonal bonnets. Obviously, this is like your die shapes, and this is with your vignettes. Once you've purchased your actual dies, you can go to the Carnation Crafts website, where then you can download for free your actual vignettes, and all you're going to do is obviously print them out, fold them in half, make sure you use your appropriate paper, and then just die cut them out with your machine, and then you were going to have lots and lots of pieces like this then ready to go. So you may have cards that you've already made, but now these have arrived, you are going to be able to take the elements and just pop them on. So if you are wanting to get that little bit more inspiration, we've got it for you with these. But do remember, $17.99 for these. These will go back up to $24.99 at midnight. But I was saying to you before, we have got some special extra deals. Now this is a show pick for you. Now with this one, this is the Cutest Kittens die set. Okay, it's $19.99, but it will go back up to $9.99, sorry, but it will go back up to $24.99 when it hits midnight. So again, a great time to be able to get these. With this, you're going to get your kitten, but you also get that outside edge as well. So if you want to do a matte and layer, you can do that. And these fit so good with the bonnets. Look at this. You can just pop these on. You've got like the little devil horns and things like that, and you can just add them to your characters. But look how super cute they are. The kids are going to love them. The grown-ups are going to love them. You've got that inspiration. But then you can see all the different colorways that are there. So even if you want to do like a family, there's a family of 4 or 5, you could have 5 different cats for the family, you know, like the mum, the dad, you know, brothers and sisters. You could mix it all up, but that is the colour array that you can download with that collection. So if you're wanting that one, 250312 for that one. Now we've also got the lovely puppies as well. So if you are more of a dog lover, or I'm not being funny, the price that you're saving on these, because these should actually be, they are They should be $69.99, but they're $29.99, and again, only till midnight. But with this, you have got that vast array of all these little designer puppies that you can choose from. And again, it could be, I'm sorry, because some of them have got that little sorry look in the face and things like that. But these, again, you can just add in the actual bonnets on there too. So it could be for Easter, it could be Halloween cards, things like that. I know it's gone, but there's always next year. You've got those in there. Or somebody who is just a little devil. This is going to work. Now, I know the first hour this morning, the pups was the busiest. So we had a lot of dog lovers in. But obviously we have got the cats too. So let's see this hour, see which one is more popular. But like I say, $29.99. You've got a massive saving on this one today. 250311 for that one for the perfect pups as well. So we've got lots of different things for you to try out this hour. Now, this one, what I'm going to do is I'm going to demo with some of the previous kits that we've got, but I'm also going to add in the dogs or the cats and things like that, so we can show you different ways to structure them. So it's mainly not about showing you how you put the cards together, but obviously how you're going to mix it together, shall I say. So let's take this out. Now, I have got one of the larger dogs from the larger collection as well. I've got one of the little puppies there as well. So just have a look on the website. They aren't on the show today, the larger ones. But you know, if you've already got them, you can mix and match them. Now, with this card as well, I am not going to... Well, I am kind of going to put it together how it should go. But you'll notice it's got a bit of a dawn twist on it. So we will be making it slightly different. So I'm not sure which collection this is from. I will be brutally honest with you. But it was one that I'd got the bits for that we'd done. Was it one of the autumn ones, I think? It's an autumn one. I can't quite remember. So all I'm going to do is just glue those together. So just give that a second or two just to grab. And then I'm going to take... I've cut out the other pieces. And I'm just going to put this one piece in because this is just going to stabilise the back of this, okay? So all I'm going to do is turn it over. I'm going to put a little bit of glue either side. You get all the pieces. Have a look on the website, and like I say, I want to say autumn blooms or autumn, I can't remember. I'm not sure. There's that many different names. I'll be honest, like I have all, I'm remembering my own name some days. So, but they're all beautiful, and I think they all work so well together, so I wouldn't worry. So all I'm doing is sticking this onto this. So this stops this piece falling through. So that's going to act as an anchor. So when the card's open, you can see that acts like a little bridge, and that is going to make sure that that stays as it is. So quick and easy to do. And you would normally do that with all three of the steps on there, but I just wanted that one because I wanted it to actually look more like a window with this one. So that was my thought process with that. Let's start adding some little bits to this as well. I'm just going to put the glue on the back of my hands and do it this way. Glue is fabulous. If you've not got your everyday glue, please hop over to the website and get that, because it will make your job so much easier and quicker when you are putting your cards together for sure. So just adding these on, just to give that little bit of detail. But like I say, I wanted it to kind of be like a shutter window kind of style. So that's why I did this one. But the colours that were in this went so well with the headdresses. So it's silly not to use them. So we're just popping those on to there. Then next up for you, I've got some extra bits that I'm just going to stick on, and we're going to work these together. We've got the curtains that come with this as well. So just give these a little bit of a curve. And these, I'm going to use pin flare glue because I want a bit of dimension with these. I don't want them flat on the card. So we're going to use a little bit either side. So a few little dobs of that on there, and they are going to sit there like so. Just going to tuck in my curtain rail underneath and just put a little bit of glue in the middle. That's just going to balance out the top, because otherwise the top's going to look too short for the bottom. So this is just to balance out and give you that little bit of detail on the top. Then going to take my other curtain, and because you've got the cut lines in there, it will flex and it will move and give you that lovely look onto there as well. So just adding this onto here. And then we have got, let me just wiggle down that curtain. It's a little bit high. It's blowing too high, that one. So we'll put that on. So you can see already it's got that window kind of style about it. Then we're going to start dressing it with some of the other elements from some of the other autumnal kits and just start to build this now. And then we'll be able to add our little poochers, shall we say, our little dogs on there as well. So just adding this into the corner to give it a little bit of detail. Now there is normally, like I say, the shelves with the little bits, but I'm just going to kind of stack these a little bit to make it, actually I need that side. These are going to look like these are on the windowsills. So kind of an American kind of style I've gone for with this one, but it just shows you can mix it up for different styles, different age groups and different pieces for people. So there's all my headdresses for my little animals. Got the last piece, which is this. It's a beautiful die cut, this one. But print it on your appropriate paper, you will get the best quality print possible with that. Now, I've got my little dogs, okay? So this one, he is going to sit with the little leaf one on his face, okay? So he's just going to sit like that. So he's kind of biting it through his mouth as well. So, like I say, this is the larger ones, and these are on the website. But the little smaller ones I've got are the pup ones, so they will be available on there as well. So, again, a little bit of glue just in the centre to give it more of a curvature on his tummy. So he's going to sit there like he's pretending to be really good. Do you know what I mean? They're probably having the little Christmas photos and birthday photos that they send out to the relatives. So they just sat there nice all together. Now, with this one, the littlest one is going to have the halo because I think he deserves the little halo. He's probably not an angel, but we will work with it. So I'm just going to pop on his little halo for him. And he is going to sit at the front. So again, just that little bit of detail on there. It's like, well, if we're wearing it, you're going to wear it too. That's how they're rolling with these little dogs today. Bless them. But like I say, it could be the cats. It doesn't matter. Whatever you have got, you can mix and match with these. Because you've seen some of the cards. They look fabulous with the other creatures in there. Like the little mice, the little, you know, like the little doves and the pigeons and the ducks and everything. It all just works. So just add in our other little, like bulldog, I think that one is, just there. And then we're going to sit the littlest one right at the front. But they're like, look at us, Mum, we're being really good. But who knows with these? They look like they could cause havoc, don't they? So all three of them are sat there. But like I say, this card, I have changed it slightly and made it more into like a window sill. So just let me open this up. So then I can show you when this is stood up and put together, that bottom piece will be its support to hold that and to keep it in place. But then again, you've got your little dogs all dressed up. That one's moved slightly, but you can see that is the effect you can get. And again, it's a bit of fun. It's got that little bit of, you know, cuteness about it without being too cutesy. So if you've got, like me, like a mum who's got, you know, dogs and animals and things like that, this is going to be a great little kit now to add these into. $17.99 is your show price just for today. Normally $24.99. So you can see why we've been so busy for this one, because obviously one, the price, and two, the cute factor. You cannot go without the cute factor as well, because they just are stunning. And honestly, like I say, I've tried to mix it up with as many different kits as I possibly could to show you that I bet most of you have probably even got these kits. So this is why I thought we would do this one. Now, I will be honest again, I think this is from an autumnal kit. I think, I'm not 100% sure. I can't remember. So I'm just going to use this. But a lot of you will be screaming at the screens saying, I know which kits it's from. So thank you so much to everybody if you are sending us which kits they are from. But this, I just thought with the colours and everything, it's just going to be a beautiful one to do. So all I've done is hinged it at the top, and that's going to make my little hinge for my card, okay? Then I've got the panels. We're just going to put the panels on as well. And it's all about the detail with this one, really, because, you know, you could make this for Christmas, you could make this for birthday, it could even be sympathy if you wanted to. But I think with this one and the colours, because I've like used the little dogs with like the sunflower ones, and they just look incredible. So adding these pieces onto here, because don't forget about your background with this as well. So it's all that, you know, you could have left it plain, but just by adding these little pieces on there is really going to give you that difference, and it's going to draw your eye in. And that's when, if you don't mention, oh, I've put glue on the wrong side of that one, let's turn this round, you don't mention the dogs or the cats or the mice or whatever, and then people are going to see them and be like, oh, what's that hid between the flowers? And that's when you realise that you've got those fabulous animals with the bonnets on underneath. So it's all going to be a little bit of excitement and fun, but really nice. So just adding this on. But if you make for charities, you make and sell, this is like another string to your bow. It's something different now that you can add in, or you can say to somebody, oh, I can personalise it. I can add, you know, different dogs, different cats, things like that. It's just going to be an absolute winner, because people love their animals, and we all send little cards and presents and things like that to them. So why not, you know, make little cards or little gift tags, treat bags for them. That would be absolutely gorgeous. So just adding on some of the poppies. These are from the Clean and Simple collection that we had on not so long ago. So all I'm doing is just adding this in. But it was the colours for me that just did it. So that's why I thought I'd bring those in for you to show you that, again, mix it up. So just taking a few more pieces of the foliage. Let's add this in here as well. But it's all got snippability. Mix it, match it, add in whatever you want, and, you know, cut off the bits that you don't. That's what it's all about with the carnation ones as well. It will give you that versatility to really have fun with it. So just adding these onto here. I'm going to snip those little bits off there where I've cut the heads of the flowers off. So let's do that. And then again, I'm just going to add this into here and just work that in there as well. And you can see simply come together really quickly. I nearly put pin flare on the back of my hand then. That would have been a bit messy. So let's just layer these up here at the bottom, and you can fill it as well. You can decoupage these, you can fill it and add extra bits to it if you want to, but you can see I'm just, you know, snipping into these with that snippability, and this is how I do it. There is the decoupage layers that come with it, but if you're wanting a little bit more of a filler, just kind of twist them one way to the other, and you'll see then when they are in on your card, they look different, and that will give it that little bit more balance and that little bit more fill to your cards. I kind of always peel up the bottom layers like that, because that again just makes it look a little bit more realistic. Then I'm going to take the extra leaf bits, pop these in behind just to give it a little bit more depth on there, but very, very simple. Now let's get our little dog, and we're just going to take him and we're just going to add the bonnet to him. So layering up your glue and just popping it over top. But look at that, his little eyes, as if say, please don't dress me up, I don't want to, and making him sit then just at the bottom just here. But really simple and quick to do as well, if you just want to add that little bit of pizzazz. But if you've got children and you're thinking, oh, I've got to birthday invitations or Christmas party invitations, you have got so many different bits that now you can add to the animals for all those different occasions. So I'm just adding on a couple of little butterflies on here, and this then is just going to give you that little bit of detail on there. So then as I bring this round, we've got our little dog sat among those beautiful poppies, just hiding out there. He looks like he's sat outside the summer house, he's been kicked outside, and he's just sat there sulking. So he's like, well, if I've got to sit with the flowers, I'm going to look like one. And you can see there, that is fantastic. But $17.99, I cannot stress enough, this price will actually go back up at midnight. So this is your time now to really start thinking about it, ladies and gentlemen, because obviously we don't want you to miss out on these. So let me get a few more samples and I'll show you some more designs that are out there. But look at this. How lovely is that? So with this one, you can see they've dressed up. It's a little, is it a badger, I think, or squirrel? Squirrel, sorry, it's a squirrel. I'm looking at it upside down back to front. So you've got your squirrel in there as well. I like this one how they've dressed up the frog and the duck. How cute are those? But it just proves that these designs will carry through to lots of others. Look at that. The Christmas robins. you've got like the mum and the baby one, but they've both got those little like sparkly tiaras on with the, you know, so again, it's changing the era and the style that they are in. Then you've got this one again, Christmas, but look at the dogs. Can you imagine if you made multiples of those and sent them out to your friends and said like from our home to yours on the front of it? That would be extra special. And it's about somebody's animals that really, that's their babies. So if you can make cards with their little furry babies on, this is really going to, you know, pull at their heartstrings too. And that's what cards are. It's emotion, it's the verses, it's the imagery, it's the artwork, and you're going to get all of that in there as well. So like in there you've got like your little jungle animals hiding, but then you can go something very pink, very girly with this one that really does look different again. But if you have got some of the larger characters too, even with this one, you have got the horse in there that's got even one of the bonnets on too, and then you've got like your little lamb at the front as well. So it really is going to transform and change the look. So that is a little bit of inspiration for you to show you how different these cards are going to look. So let's take out another one. I am actually going to use one of the Clean and Simple kits that I actually used from before. So I've used this one, but I've also used it with the tree kit that I used in the first hour. So I've kind of like mixed like 2 or 3 together. Wild Beauty, I think that was, but I'm adding in like 2 of the little dogs in there, and I've really kind of mixed it together, but it's to show you the process, how easy you can style out your cards, okay? So with this one, I've cut like the apertures with this one, but a lot of you have got the Clean and Simple kits and the other dies. It'll be easy to do, it really will. So all I'm going to do is take this piece and I'm going to just fold this in half. This is going to give me my crease for the base of my card, and pop this onto here, a little bit of the glue. But like I say, check out the website, all the glues are on there. So hop over to Carnation Crafts, and on there you will find everything that you need for your cards for the show as well. So just check those out there. Then we've got all our mats and layers. We can put these onto here. The center bit you can pop out or you can leave in. I'm leaving it in because I've cut an extra layer that is then going to give me like a decoupaged layer to the front of it. So just popping that on to there as well. And that's just going to give it that little bit of strength and rigidity underneath. And I've moved it slightly so then we get like that halo effect, so you've got that little bit of white on the edge as well. So that's going to give you a lovely finish on there. Let's attach this as well to the front of the card, again using my glue, so we've got that little bit of play in that one to really make this sing. So just popping that onto there like so, and then I've got my top layer, and this is going to go on here. So again, I'm putting the glue on my hand because I'm just going to tap it into it, and this makes it simple to do that. So just tapping that in quickly, just so then we can attach this to the front. But honestly, I would just have a day where you obviously print out your images of, it could be your cats, your dogs, your mice, whatever you've got. And then I would get all your other bits out for your cards and then start making your beautiful little cards. So you can see there, you've got that flow to it a little bit. This one is actually from that first collection with the trees, one of the little stands that were in with the tree. So I've just borrowed one of the stands because I want to add it to this card. So it just shows you can pinch bits off of other kits and make it for what you want it to be. So again, taking this off, adding this onto here, and I'm just going to sit this at the front a little bit like that. So that's just going to offset that there, and that once it's held, it will just give a little bit of dimension to the front and elevate up your card. So if you have got this die set, this, let me show you, Wild Beauty, if you have got that die set, these are the pieces underneath that I have borrowed out of there to put onto this card. So again, don't be frightened to take pieces out. And I sometimes have a box where I cut extra bits and then I have them to one side and then utilize them in however you want. So now I'm going to build up my bouquet. And as always, I don't stick them on separate. I kind of build it together how I want it to look. and I glue it that way and do that. But that's the easiest way personally I find to do it, and I'd like you to try it as well, because I think once you have done it this way, you'll find it a lot easier then for positioning on your cards. So with that one, I'm just going to tap this in, and I'm only gluing it in certain pieces as well, and then we're just going to build this up like so. So I'm going to put this one behind, so you've got that little bit of height and balance, but hopefully you can see we're starting to get that bouquet shape. Then I'm going to take this one and I'm going to add that to the front. I did cut that one down slightly because I didn't want it quite so tall for this card. So again, I'm just cutting off the excess. We put that to one side and then we let that dry. I've got my little grasses at the front here, and they are actually just going to sit behind in that bit. So it's giving it dimension at the back, but it also gives it that boldness too. Then I've got my little water feature. So we're going to add a little bit of this to the inside of the card. So that's just going to sit behind there. So we're creating height now with our cards. I've got my little owl. I've got my, I think that's a Scotty dog, that one. And that one might be a corgi. I'm not sure. I'm not sure. Like I say, don't quote me on my animals. I'm not the best. Flowers and animals, I can't always remember. So let's just pop this into here. So again, building this up. With this one, I am just going to take that little piece off and then build it back over the front once I put it on, because I want it to shape around there a little bit. So again, that's just going to sit there. I'm going to shape that there, and it looks like it all joins, because otherwise you are going to have pieces that just look random, and we don't want random. Well, random's good, but it has to look right too. So you can see there, that is then just going to blend that into those pieces. So that's going to stick just there. Then I've got, like I say, my little animals. So one has got the floral element and one has got the green element with a leaf. So we're just going to pop this on, a little bit of glue again. This is going on our little corgi. These are so cute, like so. And I'm going to take the bonnet style on this one, seasonal bonnets, in the beautiful flowers, because I just thought the pink would just really stand out more on the white. So our little dog, our little terrier, little white Scotty dog, is just there. So he's going to dry. I've also got the owl from that first collection that we used. So I'm just going to pop him up there again, giving it. Actually, do you know what? I'm not going to put him in this time. I'm going to use some of the foliage. It might look too much with all the bits in. So I've got some other of the that look like foxgloves. I'm just going to pop these in behind to give that balance and that little bit of stretch on there. Can you see? One at the back and then one in the front. So we've got that perspective where it's coming forward. Rather than them all being on the same level, we've got that one right at the back, one just behind the next layer, and then one in between the front layer. So that works. Then I'm going to take my little dog, and he's going to sit just there. And I'm going to take, hang on, I need you to not sit, I need you to stick. So he's going to sit there. Then I've got my corgi, and he's going to sit just there. And then I'm going to add in some of the floral bits that I've got left, and I've got a little sentiment to go on as well. But again, it's quick and easy. If you've got any like kennel, you know, different designs of cards, or you want to make just like a card, like a tag, this will just work well with that as well. So, you know, world's your oyster really. It was me, it was that kind of shape that I thought, oh, the dogs would look fabulous in there. So I'm just adding this in now just to ground it and to blend the dogs into the background. So just use a little bit of foliage. I've also got a few little white flowers that come off there, which are the decoupage bits, but I thought if we just add in a few of the little flowers, this again just grounds it and gives it that detail. So just taking these bits off and adding these to this beautiful design on the front. Then we can add the last bits. We've got a few of the birds. I just always fold the wings back and just put the glue on its like belly, shall we say, its tummy. So then the wings as well are lifted up, and it adds that extra dimension on there. We're going to put another one literally just inside the card. So this then will give it that balance there. So it looks like one bird's flying up, one bird's flying over. And then I've got this last little one as well. And I did think we'd put this kind of like at the front as well, so it looks like they've got little birds sat around the little feet all together. So then we've got that little bird sat there with them. But they, to me, again, these look like they're out for trouble. They really do. But cute little card. It doesn't always have to be a big card, but it shows with the different designs that we're doing here, you can really go all out and do something with grandeur if you want to, or you want something a little bit more subtle. But that'd be great as a gift tag on a bag or something like that. But you can make your cards as big or as small as you want to give you that bit of personality. And these dogs and cats have definitely got that personality. So bring them in, but don't forget as well, you can use the cats and the dogs without the bonnets. So if you are a massive cat and dog lover, these are going to be great. But the bonus is you can then put the bonnets on the top. So if you've got cards and you think, oh, she's such a cat fan, then you could just put one of them on and just dress it up. Bit of fun, bit of designer there for you. And as always, carnations do it so, so well. So do have a look at those so you can see how beautiful they really are. Now, what I'm going to do, if you have just joined us, thank you so much for being with us again, as always, here on Carnation Crafts. I'm going to show you the boards. So with this, you can have a close-up look. You can see they are a good size, the bonnets. So you're not going to have trouble with these. These are going to fit a lot of the characters, even like, say, look, I've just got that little owl. He could have little horns on him. How cute's that? So again, it's all about what you've got. But if you haven't got any characters, I'd definitely tell you to get the cats or the dogs as well, because that was just a random one that we'd got. So you can imagine you can do that. You're going to get actually 8 of the different styles of the bonnets. With these, you can cut into them like I was showing you earlier. You can actually make a full like headpiece for them if you want to. You're going to get the 3 different styles of flowers. You are going to get the star effect. You've got the 2 different types of foliage in there too. And then you've got the halo, and you've also got the little devil horns on there too. That is your seasonal bonnets. Like I say, $17.99. They will go back up to $24.99, and they will go up at midnight. So do not miss out on those as well. Now, if you haven't got any of the characters to dress up, I would highly recommend getting the Perfect Pups. Now with this, you actually get 2 collections with this one. You get like 2 sets. You get like, let me show you. You get the set 1 and you get the set 2, and you've got so many different designs of puppies on there. You're also getting the extra outer edge die, so if you want to mat and layer them. These could be little badges for kids and things like that as well, but also on your cards. You can see with these, you've got like little poodles in there. You've got now I'm challenging myself. You've got corgis in there, Spaniels, you've got Dobermans, yeah, Rottweiler Dobermans in there, Great Danes, you've got English Bulldog. I'm glad have you got animals, Bunny? She's got a dog, so she's way better than me. But you've got all those different characters. Like I say, put a little bit of glaze on their eyes so they've got those really glassy eyes. But you can see you are going to get all these different ones. You've got like little pugs in there. But like with these, $29.99, they should be $69.99. You imagine, like with all of you, so you've got like 2 dies for each one. You've actually got a lot of metal there for your money. So you imagine with those, they are on an incredible deal price right now. So grab those. All available on the website as well. So do check those out. And we have got those. Now, let me get for you the little kittens. Now, which one's been more popular this hour? Do we know? Which one would you say? Oh, the dogs again. The dogs have been very, very popular again this hour. And I'm not surprised. But if you like the cats, and do you know what I'd do with these as well? I'd actually stack them so they like stood on each other's heads. So you could have them like, you know, like cats. They're always kind of standing on stuff. I would get like that one and then stand that on there, and then the smaller one and stand him on top. Just have a bit of fun. The cuteness is a different level with these. But for $9.99, to get all the different colorways as well. And remember, all these are downloadable for free once you purchase your Carnation Crafts Cutest Kitten die set. You've then got, you know, like your tabby cats in there and things like that. Love the white and the beige ones. They are so cute, but look at that. They're like little tigers. They're so cute. But like I say, $9.99, but the price, as always, will go up. I keep telling you because I don't want you to miss out on these as well. Now, let me get my last demo for you. Now, this one, again, I've gone all out Christmas because I thought, do you know what? Let's show you that it will work for all the different occasions. So this time we are going to bring in this one, okay? So as always, all my bits are pre-cut and we are ready to go. But with this, we're going to be, I am using some of the larger dogs from, we have got a collection with the larger dogs. That's available. Everyone's Best Friend. These are on the website as well. But you could mix in the smaller ones as well. But it's just obviously, I was sent these and I've got like the, look, I've got one of the little ones. So he's going to sit in there with them as well. So I've got all my headdressers. Let's make sure I have got them all there. And then we can start playing and putting this together. So let's just add the floral elements to this side and then work this out. So this is what I tend to do. I'll be honest, I do cut out loads and loads of bits, have them all ready. And then when, you know, we're doing things like this, I can just pull from it and mix and match as well. So I've taken, again, that beautiful hammered card that you can see there. It's a lovely, lovely texture. And what I'm going to do is just put a score line in this. You use the scoreboard. If you know me by now, that's how I roll. So now I'm going to pop this down here and I'm going to put this piece on the top. So score line's ready and good to go. I'm putting a little bit of the everyday glue because once this dry and bonds, it's going to make sure that this stays solid. And that's what we want for our card blank base. And honestly, any of, even if you've got any with trellis on, if you've got any cards with things like that, then having the animals just behind it as like a backdrop with it is going to look excellent. So I can't wait to see what you all do at home with them. I really can't. But like I say, dress them up. They remind me so much of when I was little, of the, you know, the paper dolls and that kind of thing. They've just got, or do you know what I would do? I'd make a card. I'd put one of the characters obviously on the front, say like that. And then on the inside, I'd have a pocket with a couple of spare dogs or cats in it and a few of the headdressers. So the kids, if you're making a kids card, they could play and make their own little characters as well. So that'd be quite nice for them to have a little play about with that as well. So just putting a little bit of glue onto here, onto the back of this. This is then going to give you that texture on there, and this is with your perfect papers. I think this is one of the Christmas ones that we've used just lately. So again, giving you that little bit of colour and dimension on your projects. But you'll find a lot of the Pantones and the colours that, you know, you've got in your perfect papers will mix and match over, because like obviously like the tones in that, you can see it works straight away. So don't be frightened to experiment with your colours as well. And honestly, like this Christmas, there's so many different, it's not just one colour that's taken over. There's the chocolate, there's the green, the beiges, the navies. There's so many different colours for Christmas trees this year. It's been absolutely crazy. Normally there's just one colour theme. But if you have a look around, there is so many different ones. Oh, that's slid. Bear with. So let's just pop that down. And I'm going to hold that down for a second or two. So that hopefully will hold. So just give that a little press. Now, using some of the Christmas, this is Christmas Corner. I'm not sure which collection this is from. I'm really testing Bunny today. She's like, I don't know where she's got that from. I can't remember, because the amount of kits she must have to deal with, and obviously then she gets me in who doesn't always know the names of them. So I do apologise. But you have a look on the website. You will know as soon as you see it where it's from. So building this up now. There's my other headdress. I've got these pieces and we're just going to slot these in as well. So it's all about the building, it's about the process, and we've really got this. Now these are from a different kit, slightly different colour red, but because we're threading them in behind, you can see they're pulling out the colours with the berries. So even if you think, oh, those flowers aren't the same colours, you'd be surprised how easily you can mix and tuck them in with the collections. So adding this onto there. But already with that, it's giving it that fullness to it. Then I've got one of the other pieces, and this is going to thread and sit to make this garland longer on this side. Because again, it's about the grounding for the little dogs to sit on as well. And we can do that. That one is actually from Gifted Christmas. Thank you, Bonnie. She is an absolute angel. She knows. Oh, well, Miss Kirsty as well. She's very good. She's like the oracle. She knows them all. But I know it's frustrating sometimes when we say, oh, it's from a such and such kit. And you're like, I don't know which kit that is. So thank you, team. But like I say, Laura probably know them all because she works with more of them. So she would know exactly the name and what date they were at. Like I say, I don't always get to see all the kits. So sometimes I just take the pieces and say, can I have those little bits to use? So that's how we roll with these. Now, let's just take those out. I always push it into there so the glue just goes on the stick rather than actually all over it. So I just find that they go in and it sits in a lot easier. So try that little trick. Push your glue up to the top. Just get this, because obviously if you've done it on your, is it 125 GSM that you do or 120, you could then, by the time you've double cut it, you know, folded it over, you've got like 250 GSM. So they've got the strength to be able to do that and to be able to put all these extra pieces in there. So again, it's one of them, you know, trial and error. Everybody's got their own way of doing it, but I'm not a syringe girl. This is how I do it, because Pinflair always get on to me, but I'm like, I get in too much of a, as you can see, I've got glue all over my fingers. I get in too much of a mess. I'm a lot easier if I haven't got a syringe. So this now, I'm putting that last piece in there. So that's really built that corner up. So now we've got something to tuck our little dogs into. This is going to be the last piece that sits over the top. Again, just to give the dogs that little bit of dimension and to join it to the card. So just taking the little headdresses, let's take these. Got my sentiment as well. Again, tap into the glue. And then I'm just going to, actually, I'm going to snip into him a little bit because I want his tongue to be like hanging out a little bit. So let's take this out. I'm just going to pop this, hang on, over his head a little bit more, and then he's got his little tongue hanging out there. But look at that, this is just hilarious. And I think if you did get some of the different sizes of the dogs as well, that would be even funnier, because it would just, the bigger dogs look even dafter, and that's the sense of humour I've got, and I just think that would work so well. So let's just tuck him over here, this one. He's like a, is he a bull terrier? I think that one. He's a little bull terrier. Here's his little headdress. Let's get his little bonnet and pop this onto it. But I love that Carnation do something so different as this. You know, I've never seen anything like this, and I've been crafting a while, but these just, they just make you smile. It's a smile in a card, and at the end of the day, we all want a little bit of that, and these definitely tick all the boxes. Let's get the little star for this one. But you can see, like I say, the colours just blend. It's easy to put together. And then you've got all the different colours of the lovely little dogs. And like with him, I'm just going to pull one of his ears through. So one's in, one's out. So again, it gives it a different look. Adding this onto here. But if you like dimension on your cards, you like shape on your cards and the point of difference, then work with this. I've just got one of the poinsettia bits on the corner, and I've just cut the rest away because I'm just going to have them sat like that so they actually look like they're sat behind the little poinsettia flower. So just, you know, sometimes, because obviously you might need that grounding, this is what we talk about. It's joining them to the main image. Then I've got my little sentiment as well, and we are just going to, I was going to put that there, but obviously I've got a bit giddy as always. So now actually I'm going to slide that in, and we will put that at the top. So add in your sentiments as you wish, but this could be for like a winter birthday. It doesn't have to be a Christmas card. It could be a winter birthday or something like that where you want to, you know, add these in. So all I'm going to do is just tuck that in there, and that is going to sit beautifully on there. And then you can see, look at that. They look fabulous. Can you imagine if somebody's having a new puppy for Christmas or something like that, or a little kitten? That would be a great card to give to somebody. So they wouldn't kind of know they were having a puppy or a little kitten, but you could do that, and then they open that a few days before Christmas, and then when Christmas comes, they'll be like, oh, that's where the idea came from. Absolutely beautiful. But the only way you are going to be able to get this is if you get this fantastic seasonal bonnet collection. I'll grab a few more samples so you can have a little look at some of the other items that we've got, and you can see again the different styles and ideas that we can bring together. So with that, look at these. You've got so many different styles. Like with that could be for spring, it could be summer, it could be, you know, like your autumnal if you change the colours on it. But you know what? This is what it's all about. Having the expansion kits really do make a difference. And it's like probably taking, say, older dies that you've had and giving them a new lease of life, because that really does. That, like say, a wedding card or a new twins card, you've got a little bit of that. But really, really nice now to have that little bit of character, that inspiration, and honestly, that little bit of fun and cuteness in there. Because like with that one, got like, I want to be a sunflower too. So they've put the bonnet on, and you can see that. Then you've got this lovely little sheep there. Again, poodle, sorry, sheep. Poodle, I tell you today again, I'm having one of them days. The poodle wants to literally join in, and that is how they've done it. This one with a little frog and the little duck as well is going to give you that little bit of wow factor. And then this one with the actual squirrel looks great because he's got like the little foliage on, so he's actually hiding in the little tree, and that just looks magic. And this one, Christmas time, if you are wanting to send out Christmas cards, like you might have, are they Dobermans and an Alsatian? I think that's a Doberman. Rottweiler, you're right, Rottweiler, and then you've got a, is it an Alsatian or, yes, so you've got those there as well, and you can see how different your cards will be, and people will be like, oh, I love it. Can you make one of those for my sister? Can you make one of those for my auntie? She's got the same dogs and things like that. Because you can make and sell with these, you have got now an absolute free ride with these. And the different animals you can add to, like with that, with the robins, it's not all about the dogs and the cats. You've got the robins. You've also got the squirrels in there. And look at this one. Horses, so anybody who loves their horses, this is going to be a great one. And you don't just have to have that one style. If you wanted to, you could put the little star on there as well. So you've got all those different looks with those fabulous cards for you to give those as well. Now, what we are going to do as well, if you have just joined us, I'm going to show you the board so you know exactly what you're getting, because today is the fantastic expansion kits from Carnation Crafts for the seasonal bonnets. And they have been so busy as always, because Carnation always do something different, and especially with these, you've got the 8 different bonnets that you can stylize. You can change it up. If you want the leaves to be more like a dark chocolate brown, use your pens on them and things like that. But being able to cut them, like I was showing you before, you know, cut the centers out, you can make a full size as well. So you could offset it slightly, you could make it a little bit more fuller for them as well. So with your characters, don't be frightened to take different bits out and cut and just shape it a little bit and take bits off, because that will give you a different look to them. I was even showing you earlier, I'd got this random owl, but you can put him a little headdress on, change it up and stylize it. You will get all 8 in those, and really nice to be able to then download the artwork, which is the pre-colored images, for free when you purchase this. This one's $17.99, but it will go up at midnight at $24.99. So there's a big difference in that one. Now, it seems to have jumped a little bit now. Apparently the kittens are in the lead. So now we must have a lot more cat lovers this afternoon. There might have been owl out this morning, but the cat lovers are in. Now with this one, on each set, you will actually get the cat, but then you get the actual, let me show you, you get the separate little die as well. Can you see? So there you actually get the matte and layer. So if you wanted to put a layer behind them to make them stand out more, you can do that. Like we were saying earlier, I would actually stack them. So one of the little teeny tiny ones right at the top, but I'd use one of the larger cats, a medium sized one, a little one, have them stood on each other. Or you could do like a pyramid with all the cats. You know what I mean? Have like 3 at the bottom, then 2, and have 1 at the top. That would be super cute. So you've got that as well. But these are all the different colourways that they come in. So even just like I said to you before, on a DL card or a box frame, you could just have a row of cats. Somebody who loves cats is just going to find this adorable. And also with these, you know, you could do like little advent calendars. You could stick these onto the front of them and things like that. That will really give you something different. Now with these as well, obviously if you did put like resin over the top, you could make like little jewellery, you could make like little pendants, you know, things like little badges and things like that. If you actually put, like I say, resin and stuff over it, that would look fabulous. But you've got all those different characters in there. You've got your poodles, you've got your Rottweilers, things like that. You've got your King Charles Spaniels in there too, and really, really lovely. But now you can see they are just super fabulous. These are your dogs, $29.99, but it will go up to $69.99. It's like these are more or less half price just for today. So remember, if you did want to get them, now is your chance to be able to get them, because midnight comes, it's a bit like a Cinderella, they're going to disappear and go back to that price as well. But again, a great collection. I'm very, very grateful I got to be here today to show you one of the expansion kits, because I've never used one before. So it's nice to get into the crafting with you as well. But hopefully you've enjoyed it. Big thank you to you at home, as always, for being with us, and the team here at Carnation Crafts. I think I am back next Friday, I think. And I think lovely Laura, she's back this week as well. So she will be back on Tuesday with you next week. So do not worry, but enjoy your crafting, and I will see you all soon. Take care. Bye-bye.